Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome back to art class. Happy spring. Happy spring if you happen to be watching this on March the 20th, which I believe is the first official day of spring. If you're not watching it on March the 20th though, happy spring either way, right? I love it. I love spring. I love the flowers start showing back up. Animals, birds, bugs, all that good stuff starts coming back. The sky is blue. It might rain a lot. That's a bummer. But other than that, it's not cold anymore. It's like one of my favorite times of year. So to celebrate spring today, we're going to make some artwork that has to do with one of our favorite tiny little plant helpers, a bee. That's right, we are celebrating bees today by making some bee artwork. And even though it's bee artwork, I'm sure if we were grading this, you would all get an A. That was a bee joke. I'm sorry. I'm running out of good jokes. So anyway, these drawings of the bees, we're going to kind of work on the bee together, but the way that you choose to finish this piece of artwork is completely up to you. You might want to give it just kind of a normal background like we normally would, where you would see where the bee is, probably in a flower garden or something. Or you might actually want to cut the bee out and make a completely different background and stick it to that. I don't know. It's up to you how you finish your bee artwork. But the first part, the shape, the overall outline of the bee, we are going to work on that together. And then, like I said, it's kind of up to you to choose how you finish it. One thing to keep in mind. One thing. This drawing of the bee that we do, it is going to be... I can't even say the word bee seriously anymore. It's going to be... See, I shouldn't have made that joke earlier. It's going to be symmetrical. So think back to when we did like the butterfly drawing, where we've got similar shapes that are kind of mirrored on both sides. A lot of insects, bugs are more examples from nature of things that have that mirrored symmetry. All right, let's draw these bees. All right, my friends, so to start your bee artwork, you're gonna need some piece of paper. You're gonna need something to draw with, and eventually something to color with. But again, you're gonna have a lot of freedom to decide how you choose to share your bee artwork with the world, and we'll kind of explain more of that here in a second. But the first things first, we are going to start with our bee drawing. And you can either follow along with this one with me, or I put 3 examples of just kind of maybe a little harder than normal bee drawings for you to look at to base your artwork off. They are on this page down below this video, I think below, maybe above, but I believe below. All right, so I am going to start with the center. This is going to be like, we're looking at the bee from the, I still can't say bee without giggling. We're looking at our bee from the top down. So his body's going to be here, wings going out to the sides like that. A bee is an insect, which means it'll have 6 legs and the 3 main parts to its body. So I'm going to start with those 3 main parts. And I'm going to start with the head, which is going to be kind of like an oval. The only difference is I'm going to give it kind of a point at the end, something like that. Now we would see his body. Body would mostly be a circle. I'm going for like a bumblebee, so it's a little like fluffy, it's a little fuzzy. So as I do the circle, I'm going to use kind of some zigzag lines to give it that look of that kind of fluffy texturedness, fluffy texture to the body. All right, and then for the back end of the bee, kind of an oval that comes to a point. except I'm gonna overlap some of this, so I won't really see the top of my oval. So I'm gonna start about here, come back to a point, and then maybe about here on that side, come back down to that same point. All right, so there's my bee body. Now you can wait to the end, or you can go and do it now. I'm gonna go ahead and give him his stripes. And I'm gonna kind of curve these lines a little bit as I draw them. And that'll help to give it that kind of illusion of it being rounded. All right, so we've got a good start on our bee. I'm gonna go ahead and give some ovals for eyes. And I'm gonna go ahead and give him his antennas. Going out like that. All right, so I am going to do the wings next. That way I have plenty of room for my wings, and then I can kind of fit the legs in where I need to. Bees will have 2 sets of wings. Some large ones coming up near kind of the front, the top of our drawing will be there, and then smaller ones right underneath it. They have kind of a similar shape. So for the shape of my wing, I'm going to draw a line that curves up, curves a little bit, and then almost flat down afterwards, and then curves back up and back down right before it touches the body. So something kind of like that. So now, since we're trying to make this symmetrical, I want this wing to look like that wing just flipped around. So I'm going to do my line that curves up, almost flat down with little curves on it, and then down, back up, kind of like that. So they might not be identical, we just want them to be close. So now the bottom wing is kind of like a smaller version of this top wing, except I'm not going to see all of it because it's overlapping a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of start here and kind of recreate a smaller version of like the bottom half of that wing. So I'm going to bring it down like that, up and back over. Something kind of like that. All right, so there are my wings. Pretty close. I don't know. I'm not a bee scientist. I'm an art teacher. If I was a bee scientist, I would probably be much better at drawing bees. All right, so we're going to do 6 legs. I'm going to do 2 up here. 1, like that. 2. Right there. And then back here, since we said he has 6 legs, I'm going to draw them the other way, starting with 1 right there. Now I'm kind of using like real long skinny ovals for my leg shapes. All right, and then the last ones are going to come out even further. All right, so something kind of like that is a really good start. So now that you've got kind of a start to the bee shape, and again, you could follow along with this one if you wanted to, or you could look at the examples and draw your own. Now, if you want it to be, kind of more realistic, if you look at those drawings, you can see kind of the I guess they'd be veins going through the wings. You can add some stuff like that, or maybe you don't want them to be realistic at all and you want to put some patterns or something in your wings. That's fine. It is up to you. The important part was the start of our bee-themed art project. All right, so here's what I am going to do. Here's how I am going to choose to finish mine. I am going to do a different background. I'm going to try and base it on a honeycomb. So when we think of a honeycomb, we think of a bunch of hexagons, 6-sided shapes, like that. So I'm going to do kind of a honeycomb themed background, and so I don't have to, because that, you know, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. So I don't have to try and fit it around this bee. I'm actually going to draw my bee, color my bee. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to make my background on a separate piece of paper, and then I'm going to stick one to the other. Now that's just how I'm choosing to end mine, to finish mine. You might want yours to be a normal background with some flowers and stuff around it. You might want kind of a different abstract background like that, but you might not want to take the time to do it on two pieces. It's up to you completely. If you are going to use two pieces of paper and you are going to need to use scissors and you're at home, please make sure you have permission to use scissors. Please make sure you ask someone and that your parents know that you are using scissors. And please, please, please be safe with them. Be safe. All right. I'm not gonna do the speed up thing because this is gonna take a minute, but I will come back and show you kind of my finished bee artwork here in just 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, so here is my finished product. Like I said, I cut it out. I've got these really crazy scissors that I've honestly never used before that make this weird pattern when you cut things out. I thought it might be nice. It's got kind of shaky. Kind of reminds me of if you could draw what a buzz sounds like. Buzz. I don't know. That was the decision I made. The background, I had some yellow construction paper, so I just drew some hexagons on it to kind of turn it into my honeycomb, my abstract beehive honeycomb. Again, just because this is how I chose to finish mine, you can finish yours however you want. I hope we see a lot of different awesome ideas since we've got so much freedom to kind of make these our own. Can't wait to see everybody's, again, happy spring. See you later. Buzz. I'm all out of bee jokes. Bye, guys.